Scotland's Youth Parliament met in the county for the first time in 15 years, holding a series of events across the last 2 days. 100 young parliamentarians have been here discussing a range of issues affecting children and young people in a sitting jointly organised by the SYP and the Council's Youth Services team. Adam Harcus went to the grammar school to hear more from Mollie McGoran, chair of the Youth Parliament.
While we've been at Orkney, the board really wanted to focus on the theme of diversity and inclusion. On our first day, we had a speaker in from Kirkwall Grammar School, Theo, who's the RMPS teacher, to talk about anti-racism, and we had our own MSYPs from our anti-racist action group called The Movement come in and do a session all about anti-racism and equality. Another thing we've been looking at is our campaign priorities, which are right to food, climate change, educational attainment, drug misuse, public health issue. They kind of underline all the things that SYP does. But yeah, we talk a lot about, our last session was on youth work funding, so quite a lot of different topics that the SYP have covered.
Why is it important to come out to rural areas like Orkney?
Well, I'm actually really lucky to be the first ever SYP chair from the Highlands. So yeah, I have been advocating for more events, not in Central Belt, not in Glasgow, not in Edinburgh, just because for myself personally, I like to see the other MSYPs kind of experience what we go through when we travel down to these sittings, but also for them to experience a different kind of something that's outside of their comfort zone. Like lots of people hadn't travelled on a ferry, they'd never been up this far north before. It's a really nice time as well, and just getting to experience more of Scotland, which is just an experience that I think these guys are going to treasure.
Now, Kaydence Drayak is MSYP for Orkney. It's not been all work the whole time you've been here, Kaydence. You have been out and about with the other MSYPs as well.
Yes, at this sitting we had a ceilidh, which was lots of fun. We showed them the Orkney versions of the ceilidh dances, and I got a number of comments saying we do it wrong, but what was really wonderful was doing the Strip the Willow where everybody could join in. And after the sitting, we're going to do a tour where we're going to visit the Ring of Brodgar and Skara Brae, which will be wonderful for everybody who hasn't seen those sites.
So this sitting of the Scottish Youth Parliament comes in the middle of the nomination period for the next sitting and Orkney's next MSYP. What have you gotten out of the experience, Kaydence, and would you recommend it to folk?
I would absolutely recommend it. It's been an invaluable experience where I've learned lots of skills and met people from all over Scotland, which has been wonderful. And it's been a brilliant opportunity for me to work on projects that matter to me and to advocate for the young people in Orkney.
What has the Parliament achieved in your time while you've been Orkney's MSYP?
Well, one project I was involved with was the mental health investigation team. We went around Scotland gathering the views of children, young people, parents and carers, as well as service providers of community-based mental health services. And we've collated all that data, turned it into a report and given it to the Scottish Government to give them an idea of whether or not they should continue funding those kind of mental health services. And so that was really impactful.
Now, how have you found it hosting all these other youth parliamentarians in your home county?
I think it's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed it. I've really liked letting them know more about Orkney. Most of them didn't know anything about it. They'd never been on a ferry. They've now experienced ferries. Some of them said it was quite rocky, which was a tad unfortunate. And I've given them information about Orkney. When we go on the tour, they'll learn more. And I think it will be brilliant for them because most of them don't know anything about islands.
And what would you say to a young person in Orkney that was maybe thinking of getting involved?
That they should absolutely go for it. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. You can absolutely join. You can do as much as you want. The more you put into it, the more you do definitely get out of it. But you don't need to feel held back if you're like, I also need to do other things. I've been in university while doing this, and I have been able to do both. It's been wonderful to be able to do both at the same time.
And if you fancy getting involved in the next session of the Youth Parliament, you'll find all the details at the website syp.org.uk.